Unit 4. Marketing and Sales. Lesson 3. Circularity.
Learning objectives. In this lesson you will learn marketing approaches in circular economy, importance of storytelling in marketing, green and social marketing, circular business model, effect of intrinsic and extrinsic factors.
Content of the lesson. 1. Marketing approaches in a circular design. 2. Green and social marketing. 3. The importance of storytelling in circular business design. 4. Effect of intrinsic and extrinsic factors.
A circular economy, also referred to as circularity, is a model of production and consumption, which involves sharing, leasing, reusing, repairing, refurbishing and recycling existing materials and products as long as possible that aims at tackling global challenges like climate change, biodiversity loss, waste, and pollution. It is defined in contradistinction to the traditional linear economy. In a linear economy, the life cycle of natural resources is often summarized by the take, make, waste process. Resources are turned into products that will become waste at the end of their life cycle. By contrast, a circular economy employs a closed-loop system, minimizing waste. Models of the circular economy include longevity, leasing, reuse, and recycling. When it comes to marketing circular economy or sustainable consumption, it is recognized that companies have a role to play. Companies can help with consumer learning by teaching about changing habits in both purchase and use phases. Human behavior is an essential ingredient in making circularity work. If consumers do not follow the principles of the circular economy, its success is questionable.
Human existence as we know it is increasingly under threat from the pressure placed on Earth's systems by population growth and increasing activities related to production and consumption. 4 of 9 planetary boundaries have now been crossed as a result of such human activity, and climate change, loss of biosphere integrity, land system change, and altered biogeochemical cycles are now putting in jeopardy the stability of global systems and the well-being of people in all parts of the world. Society has reached the point where the linear economy structure take, make, waste has to be changed and we have to completely reset our system. In order to restore balance, the planet needs a new, greener, circular story. Telling a story about a greener foundation for our planet is of immense importance, and marketing strategies should include them in order to educate consumers. The stories should be simple, encourage critical thinking, be convincing and inspiring.
More than 10 million different species of animals, plants, fungi and microorganisms live on Earth. They and the habitats in which they live represent the world's biodiversity. Humans consume at least 40,000 species of plants and animals daily for food, shelter, clothing, and medical needs. Deforestation is significantly linked to worrying loss of biodiversity. It is also worrying that many poor communities around the world rely on local biodiversity for a range of essential services. These include housing and clothing materials, food and traditional medicines derived from local plants and animals. The maximum value of biodiversity may not yet be known. Only a fraction of the known species have been screened for potential medical, agricultural or industrial value. There is a possibility that some species became extinct before we were able to get to them. Nor do we fully understand how biodiversity contributes to the well-being of the wider global environment. We are just beginning to learn and understand how biodiversity helps communities around the world meet their economic, nutritional, health, and cultural needs.
Advertising is designed to both inform and persuade consumers. Successful advertising can manipulate people's desires and intentions in such a way as to create needs for goods with which they were previously unfamiliar or not interested in purchasing. Green, environmental and eco-marketing are part of the new marketing approaches which do not just refocus, adjust or enhance existing marketing thinking and practice, but seek to challenge those approaches and provide a substantially different perspective. In more details, green, environmental and eco-marketing belong to the group of approaches which seek to address the lack of fit between marketing as it is currently practiced and the ecological and social realities of the wider marketing environment.
Social marketing seeks to develop and integrate marketing concepts with other approaches to social change. Social marketing aims to influence behaviors that benefit, or impact, individuals and communities for the greater social good. The goal is to deliver competition-sensitive and segmented social change programs that are effective, efficient, equitable and sustainable.
A circular business model is sustainable only if value can be economically recovered from the product. It might be realized through reusing the product, thereby extending the value of the materials and energy put into the manufacturing process, or by breaking it down into components or raw materials to be recycled for some other use. The circular economy and circular business model seek change from product-based to product-as-a-service model. This way a company can focus more on the needs of a customer rather than selling the material. In regards to this, marketing approaches need to be slightly different. In a circular business model, marketing strategy should focus more on creating a long-term relationship with their customers.
Intrinsic and extrinsic factors pose great value in designing a sustainable business model as well as a marketing strategy. Intrinsic factors are characteristics that are intrinsic to a person rather than being determined by the person's environment. While intrinsic factors act from within an individual, extrinsic factors wield their influence from the outside. Knowing the extrinsic and intrinsic factors of a target group can increase the likelihood of applying circularity in life. Knowing these factors and applying them to marketing strategy can increase the motivation of the buyers that are already familiar with the circular economy. Intrinsic factors are characteristics that are intrinsic to a person rather than being determined by the person's environment. While intrinsic factors act from within an individual, extrinsic factors wield their influence from the outside. Knowing the extrinsic and intrinsic factors of a target group can increase the likelihood of applying circularity in life. Knowing these factors and applying them to marketing strategy can increase the motivation of the buyers that are already familiar with the circular economy.
If brand imaging is the foundation of the marketing strategy, then the recommended communication design strategy would be, for example, storytelling. If performance is the foundation of the marketing strategy, then the recommended communication design strategy would be, for example, emotional engagement. If environmental impact is the foundation of the marketing strategy, then the recommended communication design strategy would be, for example, transparency. If environmental impact is the foundation of the marketing strategy, then the recommended communication design strategy would be, for example, transparency. If customer service is the foundation of the marketing strategy, then the recommended communication design strategy would be, for example, provoking empathy. Conclusions. A circular economy is a model of production and consumption which doesn't follow the take, make, waste process. Human behavior is an essential ingredient in making circularity work. If consumers do not follow the principles of the circular economy, its success is questionable. Successful advertising can be used in a way to change people's desires and intentions. With good marketing strategies, companies can help people to see a different perspective. Intrinsic and extrinsic factors pose great value in designing a sustainable business model as well as a marketing strategy. You can adapt your marketing strategy depending on what you want to achieve in consumers. Each company has to do that for itself.